You're listening to The Awareness Angle, where we cut through the cyber noise and get straight to what matters. Scams, slip-ups, and stories that you actually need to know. These are our views only, not our employers. Any opinions here are our own. I'm Matt Davis, joined as always by Luke Pettigrew. Hello, Luke.
Hey, Ant. Hey, everyone.
How you doing?
I'm right, thank you. You?
I'm good. Recovered from flights and travel and jet lag and stuff. It's life's mad at the moment. It was holiday, Sand Summit in Chicago, and then this week I'm moving house. So I didn't actually think I'd be here recording in this room, but my studio is bare, as you can see behind me, if you're watching on YouTube. So yes, 2 days time, I'm moving house, which is, oh God, it's
always fun.
But it's always fun.
Be good once it's done.
Hopefully. If it isn't, we've got a problem, but hopefully it'll be good. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter that comes out every week on a Monday. You can get the newsletter on email by going along to riskycreative.com, or you can subscribe to it on LinkedIn by searching for The Awareness Angle or searching for me. And the Awareness Angle newsletter every Monday comes out and gives you details of everything we discuss in each episode. You can also find us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is gagging for subscribers. We really want to hit that 1,000 mark, and we're miles off at the moment. We've got nearly 500 subscribers on YouTube. So come on, get yourself to Risky Creative on YouTube and subscribe. And you get a few extra bits every now and again. We've got some extra bits this week, haven't we?
Yeah.
We did
some live streams.
Yes, 2 live streams that we did from the SANS Security Awareness Summit in Chicago last week, where I talked with some vendors and some security awareness professionals, asked them what they thought of the summit and what security awareness is happening in their world and about their teams, and then asked them some fun and interesting cyber questions like, what would you rather fight? Would you rather fight a one ransomware wielding horse or 100 phishing sized, I can't remember, I think I've got it wrong, but that kind of thing. So it's something duck, yeah. Some of them were quite interesting, like what app on your phone gives you the most anxiety, most security anxiety? Mm. What would yours be?
Yeah, I don't know, probably TikTok or something, I guess.
Quite a few people said TikTok. We had some interesting answers. My answer was, when you get a new smart light bulb, and if you buy a different brand because it's cheap on Amazon, you have to download an app sync that brand to Google Home. So I have like 5 different apps. One of them isn't even in English, but because it looks the same as the others, I know how to use it. So they make me a little nervous because I have to create an account or sign in with Google. Yeah, but TikTok was an obvious one. But TikTok, Hannah that I spoke to said TikTok, she can't get it because it's not available in the States at the moment. It's not in the app stores still. So,
yeah.
Anyway, you can also find us on TikTok. You can find me on TikTok, infosecant, and you can find us on Instagram at Risky Creative, where we share clips and stuff from the show. So there we go. Shall we get on with the news?
Yeah, cool.
Brilliant. Right, okay. First one tonight is mine, and this was an article actually that I saw on Mashable, and porn censorship is going to destroy the entire internet, because age verification isn't just for adult websites. So that it goes on to say that accessing porn has radically changed, and this is in the States as well as the UK. In June, the Supreme Court declared Texas's age verification law constitutional. Then the UK, where we're based, brought in its own age verification laws. But this article basically implies that this is just the beginning. We're just at the tip of the iceberg. So these are marketed at protecting children, but these laws are forcing us all to hand over IDs, credit cards, or facial scans just to access different things on the web. I had to do it on Reddit the other day, and I really didn't want to do it. And it was for something. I'd seen a link and I clicked on it, and it went to like a counselor. it wasn't porn. Like, I can guarantee it wasn't. I was like, oh, why am I having to do this? So this article says in the UK, subreddits, social platforms, dating apps, and health-related communities are now being walled off. And the thing is, the obvious, as we've discussed before, the obvious thing is use a VPN and set your location outside of the UK.
Yeah.
But then people start using VPN solutions that they shouldn't trust or they don't know, or yeah.
It's quite crazy. If we saw as well, like Wikipedia was another site, wasn't there? I think that's done the same thing. Purely because they don't want to be fined.
Yeah. And I think this is such a, they still haven't thought this through, because the fines are bigger than you get for a data breach. And which doesn't make sense to me, bearing in mind the impact that a data breach can have. And the fact that they haven't got any kind of, they haven't got like a register of authentication providers. So like there should be a
single place
standard. There shouldn't there? There should be like an accreditation for identity providers to ensure that the data that they collect is stored correctly. This is just the UK government passing the buck to someone somewhere else in the world.
Yeah.
Which is rubbish.
It's quite concerning.
Yes. It's an interesting article. It's all stuff we've discussed before, but this isn't going away. This is still being talked about. And it's not just here in the UK. This is happening elsewhere. We mentioned last week that other countries are now looking at it. I think, it's
trials in some European countries. Yeah.
I kind of feel that there's a certain demographic of voter that really likes this. So this is a real kind of political hot potato. Kind of, we've seen it before. There was talks during the last election to bring back national service, which many people said a certain generation would really like. And I kind of feel like there's a certain generation that doesn't quite understand the internet, that maybe will be like, oh yeah, we should censor that internet. It's a dangerous place. The kids spend too much time on their phones, and this isn't the solution. Or if it is, it's being applied very badly, I think. Yeah.
It's not great.
No. Right, that's that one. Next one is yours, sir.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the UK supposedly has reportedly backed down from its demand on Apple to provide the backdoor. This has come out from a US Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, tweeted on X, and said that, they were basically concerned that granting this access would have given access to the private files of American citizens. Supposedly said Apple have dropped it, or the UK, sorry, has dropped it from trying to force Apple into doing it. And obviously, we spoke about this before with the whole Apple's advanced data protection, which Apple themselves can bypass, but the UK wanted to have some sort of access for various reasons. But obviously, it went to court. It was all quite hush-hush, and I don't think there's been any official statements, but it's quite an interesting one that it seems to have just come out from this person on Twitter. It's always fun when you see that. Lots of important things get shared on Twitter, it seems. But yeah, we'll see what comes from
the
it. The
irony of it being announced on Twitter by Tulsi Gabbard when, like, the UK government were driving this, but then she kind of rushes to announce it before the UK. Maybe the UK government hopes it would go away. I don't know, but
again, we spoke about it before. I think it's still disabled at the moment, isn't it, for new users, I believe, and we'll find out at some point, I guess, what happens from it. But
there was massive backlash to this when they announced it. We talked about it weeks ago. I think it was like March or April or even earlier. We spoke about this.
Yeah.
And I remember it was announced really, really quickly that it was being turned off, and that if you didn't have it enabled, you weren't able to enable it. But they announced that at like midday, and it was like 3:00 this afternoon. If you don't have this feature enabled, you won't be able to enable it anymore. And it was purely to appease the UK government.
Yeah.
So the whole initiative, the whole idea that the UK government want to backdoor into it, no one with a kind of privacy. I get why the UK asked for it, right? But no one with a privacy steer thought it was a good idea. It was just the beginning, like the crack that then it all weakens.
Well, yeah, so, especially for those that are important enough to worry about what's in their iCloud. And a lot of people use it. Yeah. Probably work-related thing. I guess there's probably people out there that like to use it for important documents that probably shouldn't be using it for that. But I mean, probably government and celebrities, as we've seen before, with iCloud data getting hacked and leaked. But yeah, it's interesting. I guess we'll probably talk about it again in the future once it's officially said what's going to be happening.
Yeah, kind of feels like this one is just another stepping stone. Feels like we're not done with this, but we'll see. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. Right. Next tonight, who names these things? Noodlophile. 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 Noodlophile infostealer is hiding behind fake copyright and PI infringement notices. Now, this is one that you might want to tell your employees and your colleagues about, because this is quite an interesting one. So attackers are pushing this infostealer. An infostealer is a piece of software or malware that installs itself on your computer in some way, shape or form and steals all the information that it can find. So they're pushing this infostealer and targeting businesses with spear phishing emails, threatening legal action due to copyright or intellectual property infringement. So this has been reported by HelpNet Security, but apparently the researchers at MorphisSec have done the work on this. The emails are typically sent from a law firm and they're tailored specifically to the recipients. They mention details like Facebook page IDs and company ownership information and are being sent to key employees or generic inboxes of various businesses worldwide, US, Europe, Baltic, APAC. So this is a widespread initiative. So the PDF linked in the email is actually a disguised zip file or MSI archive that then abuses DLL sideloading in legitimate signed applications to install the malware. Basically, it's a file designed as something else that does some bad stuff on your system. If you're more technical than that, you can look at the article in the show notes. And what this does, it does harvest the cookies on your machine, autofill data, saved credit cards, and system information. And it stays there. This isn't like something that just gets and goes. This will keep watching what you're doing. And when it's done something, it will hide its tracks. So it covers its footprints behind it. And this is being developed. This isn't just a piece of software someone's pulled off the shelf. This is actually being developed, and they think that it's going to start including key logging and screenshot capture and file encryption. Sounds like Copilot, doesn't it? It sounds like a... So essentially, this is where you need to tell your teams, if you get a fake copyright or IP infringement warning, if you get something like that on email, what's the emotion that triggers? Straight away, that gets you panicked, threatened that something bad's going to happen, as they always do. And let me just share a screenshot. If you're listening to this, then this will be in the YouTube video, but it's also in the article that's there as well. So you can see here, this is on the news article. This has it claims to have come from Clifford Chance, but it's not. It's just from a generic Gmail address. But depending on the device you look at, you might not see that. Yeah. But yeah, it's Clifford Chance's email address is not bogsyslifer1987@gmail.com. I can guarantee that. No. But it basically says, "Dear administrator of fan page, Ella Excellence Resort Bellex." So it's targeting like a fan page. "We are Clifford Chance LLP, leading international law firm headquartered in the United Kingdom. I know someone that works for them, acting as the legal representative of Universal Music Group, the exclusive copyright holder of the renowned track 'Someone You Loved,' performed by Lewis Capaldi. the recording was released and is protected under UK copyright law. And then it basically gives the details of a video. It says unauthorized use of the aforementioned recording. And then it gives the name of the video, the fan page, the page ID, the infringed content, and the licensing statement. So, yeah, it all looks quite scary.
Yeah, it's quite well made. Like the email.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Gmail maybe isn't the best way to do it, but yeah, quite interesting.
Let me just see
PDF attachments but yeah, actually being a different file. I guess yeah, it's got to be careful with yeah, always downloading these attachments. I guess it's hidden as a PDF, so it doesn't get scanned. I wonder what the PDF actually looks like, but I guess it's some sort of file extension thing going on there. It's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah. It's definitely not. Let me just go back to the article. There's no example of the PDF in here. But the PDF actually says the PDF is not attached to the email. Users are asked to click a link to download it. And then the archives contain disguised artifacts such as batch scripts, renamed as docx files, or self-extracting archives posted as PNGs. It's all the usual stuff. But obviously it's the emotion, isn't it? It's trying to make you think you've done something wrong to make you do another action. Yeah. Which is bad. It's
quite targeted, I guess, on this one, but
this is exactly. I have just asked ChatGPT. Let me just show you. And unfortunately,
maybe it's AI generated.
This is where ChatGPT is like really, really dangerous, because it hasn't stopped me from doing this at all. Let me just pull up the ChatGPT version of this that I've just done.
It does seem very detailed to be like someone that's created this.
So I asked it for an example. So my actual prompt was, what would a copyright infringement email from a law firm for music use in social media look like? Can I have an example? Mm-hmm. So that's all I said. Okay. And this is what I got in return. Got it. I'll draft you a realistic example of a copyright infringement email from a law firm. Law firm name. Dear name, we are writing on behalf of our client, music publisher, the exclusive rights holder to the music work titled.
Mm. Yeah, it's always.
We could representative renowned track. It's virtually identical. It has come to our attention that if you've used the work without authorization in a video posted on your social media account, platform, account, post URL, it's almost identical. Mm. So it's these letters are usually intimidating but formulaic. Some firms send cease and desist, while others jump straight to demanding money. Would you like me to make a version that's more aggressive?
Wow.
ChatGPT. You're getting
bad
straight
influence.
to the nasty. Yeah. So look, I think that if you've got friends that post stuff on social media, or if at work, talk about this, because if you receive something like this, it's probably fake. Mm. Like, copyright strikes for social media normally come through the platform.
Yeah.
My son occasionally does like video remixes and posts stuff on YouTube, and he'll get copyright hits on YouTube, and they come through YouTube. They don't come to his email account.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the publishing companies have ways to deal with this that isn't by sending it to a generic email address. They have ways in with the platforms that do it. So. And even like YouTube's pretty good at automatically detecting this, as is TikTok, stuff like that. So
yeah, I guess for for content creators and stuff, you'd probably know that, but obviously it's quite themed around copyrighted music and stuff, but I guess it could be used in a different way to be more relevant to anybody.
I would imagine so. Yeah. You could probably tailor ask ChatGPT to make it specifically about a song. So if I asked to make the copyright infringement about Someone You Loved by Lewis Capaldi, it might automatically populate all that Virgin EMI Records ISRC code, which just makes it feel more authentic, doesn't it, in some ways? So it's yeah.
Well, I'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, do it.
This one's quite an interesting one. So threat actors claimed that they've got 15.8 million plain text PayPal credentials. Cybercriminal on a forum of some kind is with the alias of Chucky_BF is advertising a global credential dump, labeled as 2025 PayPal credential dump. And the data set's supposed to be 1.1 gigabyte in size, containing plain text, email, and passwords that directly go to someone's PayPal account. But the weird thing is they're only asking for $750 to access this data, which is a bit of a weird thing, considering the amount of accounts you might potentially get. But
so as an individual, I can go and buy it for $750.
Seems to be what's being said, and that's where it's sort of throwing up some sort of authenticity query. Although it does say here that it is in line with other credential dumps, but it seems quite a low number. But there's no confirmation of it being legit. It seems to be like it's been scraped from infostealing malware, and like PayPal haven't been breached or anything like that. But yeah, if it is authentic, it's said that it's probably one of the largest PayPal dumps in recent years, and it would lead to more credentials stuffing and phishing and fraud campaigns. But PayPal haven't said anything, and researchers say to be cautious of it. It's likely recycled data, or just it might be fake. But it seems to be an infostealer that's done it.
I think I'm just reading here, Troy Hunt, who the creator of Have I Been Pwned, he tweeted on X, saying, given passwords definitely didn't come from PayPal in plain text, they've either been obtained another way, infostealer credential stuffing, or there's another explanation for this claim, but doesn't add any more to that. It's what you got to do on this, I suppose you've got to make sure you've got MFA enabled. I don't know if you cannot have MFA enabled on PayPal anymore, but multi-factor authentication, you must have that configured. And then watch out for notification fatigue. Like if you're getting MFA notifications, your password's been compromised, so it's time to change password, I think would be the thing to do.
If you don't have MFA, change your password and enable it.
MFA everywhere, definitely. And password, don't reuse something. Like, make sure it's unique. Grab a password manager, something like that. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Staying on the theme of breaches or stuff like that, read this week that Workday, the human resources firm, have disclosed a data breach after attackers accessed a third-party CRM platform via social engineering, of course. So they posed as HR or IT staff via phone and text and tricked employees into handing over credentials. Now, of course, everyone will immediately assume that Scattered Spider are responsible for this because that's their modus operandi, but everybody's now using the social engineering trick because it is so successful. It works so well. The Workday breach exposed business contact details like names, emails, and phone numbers. But Workday say there's no evidence of access to customer tenants or sensitive HR or financial data. Still, though, they've warned that stolen information could be weaponized in phishing and social engineering attacks. So this was discovered August the 6th. So this 3 weeks ago. This article is saying that Shiny Hunters Group, which is targeted Salesforce CRMs with voice phishing and malicious auth apps. So yes, it's looking like it could be Shiny Hunters. I've heard that some of Scat Spider went and joined Shiny Hunters, after the arrests.
Yeah.
Shiny Scat Spider hunting or something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter who it is. It could be anyone, because if one group goes, other groups pop up. Do you know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, yes, if you're a Workday company, if you use Workday and you're one of the business contacts for Workday, keep an eye out for phishing, I think is on that. Or if you use Workday in your business, might be worth talking to someone at Workday just to get a confirmation of how you're impacted. Yeah.
Interesting to see if they confirm it at some point.
Yeah. Right, next one's yours, sir.
So the next one we've got is this is more of a speculation story, but texting between Android and iPhone could soon get a major security upgrade. Supposedly with iOS 26, people have looked into the latest version of it, like the beta, and seems to be that Apple are preparing to add end-to-end encryption to RCS messaging between iPhone and Android users. iMessage already has that, but Android communications has lacked that between the two platforms, operating systems. But yeah, so it's supposedly been found, but Apple hasn't confirmed it yet. But early code has suggested that it's coming at some point. I guess it's a good thing, really. They probably overdue, and it took them a while to get RCS between Android and iPhone to be supported, and this is the next step in that sort of providing a more secure communication method between the two devices.
The history of messaging between Android and Apple has been awful. Like it used to be, you could send a picture message from an Apple device to an Android and it would come out all pixelated and blocked because the quality was so bad. And I think RCS came out last year on Apple, and it was rumoured and then denied and then rumoured, denied, and then came out. So all of a sudden, if your friends are on Android, you can send them high quality picture messages from iMessage.
Yeah.
Part of me also thinks this is because people aren't iMessaging. Like my daughter, I used to iMessage my daughter, but now she's got WhatsApp. It's all WhatsApp. Me and my wife, WhatsApp. We're all on iPhone, but WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Just because it's what you do. My estate agent recently sent me an iMessage and then sent me a WhatsApp. So it's like everybody lives in WhatsApp. So if they're upping the compatibility and the features in iMessage, if people do want to escape Meta, they can stick with Apple and Google.
It's true, yeah.
But apparently someone was telling me that WhatsApp, was it in America? Someone was saying that WhatsApp's not huge in the States. Like we natively all steer towards WhatsApp. But when I was there last week, someone was telling me WhatsApp's not huge in the States.
It's interesting.
Which I was like, that's interesting.
It's a quick search on some statistics. India seems to be the most users.
For WhatsApp?
Yeah. Brazil, Indonesia, US, Philippines, Mexico, Turkey, Egypt, Germany, Nigeria, Italy. Surprised UK is not on there.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I've just googled that as well. No stupid questions on Reddit. Someone asked, "Why doesn't America use WhatsApp?" I only have WhatsApp to stay in touch with members of my family who live in Europe, since it's the default messaging app there, and they use it instead of iMessage.
Stuff like what Signal is quite big in certain countries and stuff, because everyone has their preferences. I wonder what
Yeah.
US use.
So it's funny. It says here the driver in many countries, the driver to use third-party messaging apps like WhatsApp was cost. So the data cost for the app was much less than the cost for using SMS, because you didn't used to get unlimited SMS messages. I remember that on a phone contract, you used to get limited to like 100 minutes, so many minutes calls and so many SMS messages. But in the States, the US mobile plans had unlimited SMS messages for so long, but they didn't have the motivation to move to a third-party platform. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose we saw that. We're going completely kind of off topic. This isn't cyber anymore, but we saw that with, like, you go back 10 years, everyone used, I knew loads of people that used BBM Messenger because people would have a BlackBerry. They'd be clicking away on their QWERTY keyboards and they'd be BBMing people. And even I had a couple of BlackBerries. I loved my 9990 or whatever it was, like the bold. It was amazing. But BBM was free. There was no limits on the amount you could send. So maybe that's why. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. That's important. There's an important note as well. Like, if you do security awareness in a company that is multi-geolocation and you're based in the UK, it would be really easy for us to assume that we'd just do some advice on WhatsApp because everyone uses WhatsApp. But actually, there's a reminder that you need to look into what's trending where. You know, we did this before about the content we used to make. We used to worry about it being mobile friendly, but then when we looked at the stats, most of the corporate content we made for our corporate audience was 98% of it was viewed on laptops or desktops because people didn't access the work stuff on their phones. So, yeah. Moving on tonight, Norway. I love this one. This is it's a bad one. I don't love it because it's great, but it's this is like Hollywood. Norway confirms a dam intrusion by pro-Russian hackers. So Norway's police security service, PST, has confirmed that pro-Russian hackers briefly seized control of a hydropower dam in Bremanger in April. I might not have pronounced that right. Attackers remotely opened floodgates, releasing 500 litres of water per second for 4 hours before being stopped. While no injuries occurred, the incident highlighted how critical infrastructure can be manipulated as part of hybrid influence campaigns. I mean, that's, wow, the potential for damage there. So the attack was meant to showcase the hackers' abilities, spread fear and test resilience rather than cause destruction. Norway, who's heavily reliant on hydropower, does see Russia as its greatest security threat, and has dozens of cyber-enabled operations across Europe since 2023. So hacktivists later posted a video of the dam's control panel on Telegram, which obviously just amplified like the psychological impact.
Yes.
I mean, that's the potential there. Critical infrastructure needs to be protected, doesn't it? But that's huge. Opening the floodgates to whole towns could be wiped out.
It's very Mission Impossible or like other films, Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's like, that's mad. Like, they're going to wipe out the whole city. That's
quite crazy.
I know people that work in critical national infrastructure. So if they're listening, it would be really good to know their thoughts on this. So if any of you are listening, give us a shout. Get in touch. It's not often, maybe stuff like this does happen behind the scenes, but it's not often we hear about stuff at this level happening. So
quite a concerning one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Next one's yours.
So this story I saw was kind of relevant to some of the other topics we've spoken about recently. Chrome VPN extension with 100,000 installs, screenshots, all sites, the user visits. So this is freevpn.1, which had over 100,000 installs and a verified badge on Chrome's extension store. was exposed by researchers for taking screenshots of user screens and exfiltrating them to remote servers. So Koi Security investigated VPN tools and found that they'd been capturing full-page screenshots from the users, which obviously could contain all sorts of things: personal messages, financial data, private photos, and uploaded it to a domain that was registered by the developer of the extension. It's quite a terrifying one, especially with the amount of people that would be installing VPNs. And you might think, get one off of for the browser I'm using. This article goes into all kinds of details, but it just shows some examples of what's been captured. Obviously, capture anything like people's Google photos. I haven't checked, but it was still listed and available.
It's still available. You can still download it. It's got a website that doesn't look the most professional.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It's still on the Chrome.
So it's verified badge.
Not just verified, it's a featured app. Like it's not just verified. Google Chrome are featuring it. Like it's
follows recommended practices for Chrome extensions. Apparently, screenshotting is a recommended practice. That's awful.
Oh, wow. Looking at an article on this, just like the developer rejects the claims. They say that the screenshot functionality is part of a security scan intended to detect threats, but it is capturing data such as from Google Sheets, banking portals, and photo galleries.
It's funny. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say it claimed the screenshots are not stored, but merely analysed by AI tools, but doesn't like it just says it. They're not saying, "Oh, look, you can verify it." This is.
Yeah, it's quite a wild one. I was just going to say, there's the reviews. There's only been 2 recent ones with 1 star talking about this issue, so there's still potentially 100,000 users out there with this extension installed. So,
and the publisher, look at this. The people that reported on this, further scrutiny of the publisher revealed no legitimate company presence. So that's what Koi Security said. The domain linked to developers' contact email leads to a free tier Wix page devoid of any corporate details or transparency. And then after initially responding to questions from the researchers, the developers ceased communication.
Wow.
It's like, Google, take this down. Come on. It's not rocket science. Surely you've got security researchers that there's enough red flags here. But yet again, Google just will go, no, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's not a problem with our community standards.
That's crazy. Just shows just because it's verified and got these stamps of approval doesn't mean it's safe to be used.
No, not
Chrome extensions are always a problem we've spoken about many times. It's always vulnerable ones.
Chrome extension is literally like godlike access. Everything you do is in the browser. So these extensions sit there watching just on your shoulder, scooping up everything. And people it's so easy to forget that they're there as well. Now Google especially hides them, like in the UI, they're not really obvious. And it doesn't ever nudge you. Like it doesn't give you a little warning saying, screenshot taken by this extension, screenshot taken by this extension. That's what it should do. It should warn you that this stuff's happening.
Yeah.
It's not good enough.
No.
Not good enough at all.
Yeah.
However, Google does use AI for some good things. Next story. And it just so happens that they link in a roundabout way. Google has patched a high severity Chrome vulnerability. So remote code execution. This is in Chrome's V8 JavaScript engine. So this would allow attackers to execute code that you wouldn't necessarily know was happening. But this was detected by Google's AI testing system, which is called Big Sleep. Have you ever heard of that?
I hadn't until this article, yeah. No.
So Big Sleep is their AI like scanning tool that looks for vulnerabilities, which is cool. Like that's AI for good use, but maybe not.
Need to
That's like
scan their extension store with this, it seems.
Well, it kind of feels like that's been built by a developer and it was a passion project and it's been good and they've put it out rather than looking at the like front line. This is like one guy's built something that's really cool and they've deployed it, but actually they should have been looking at the front door and locking the doors a bit. So if Chrome notifies you that there's an update to install, you should always install it. I don't know if it's related, but I also saw that Edge this week had an urgent patch applied, and Edge users, because Edge is now Chromium based, so it kind of runs on the same backbone, that Edge users also were advised to install those updates. It's quite hard not to install your updates on Chrome because it does warn you, and it is really seamless. Like Chrome restarts, puts you right back where you were. It's lovely. Yeah. It's one of the easiest things to apply updates to. So there's no reason not to, really. No. Right. I think that's it for the news this week. Should we jump into awareness?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So SANS, we're at the SANS. I was at the SANS summit last week, but the other thing that's happened recently with SANS is that they have released their 2025 security awareness report. This is where they gather the insights from more than 1,000 security awareness professionals worldwide to examine how organizations are tackling human risk. And this is used to provide benchmarks for comparisons. It's a data-driven report, and it offers practical guidance and resources to help organizations at any stage of their awareness journey strengthen their programs. I've used it before. And indeed, there was a time when I was an awareness team of one, and using the SANS awareness report enabled me to find a role for Luke to come and join me to do awareness in the organisation we worked at. So the SANS awareness report can be really, really useful. It's got some great stats in. It is free and it's available on SANS website. We'll put a link to it in the show notes. We'll put a link to it in the newsletter as well. It is worth mentioning that it is behind, you do have to give your details to get it, but there's an awesome free report at the other side of it. And SANS are one of those companies where they're not someone that's going to hound you. Like their sales are so passive. People don't always think of them as a vendor. Like they do so much community stuff. And this is one of them, right? SANS are obviously a vendor. They have a whole suite of stuff that you can buy from them. But don't feel like if you give your details over, you're going to get hounded. You're not. And I know that because I was talking to them about it last week. So, yes. Have you looked at the report, Luke?
Yeah, I had a quick look through. I haven't had any sales pitches from signing up to it, but
that's good.
Yeah, so there's loads of good stuff in it, as you mentioned. Really useful sort of stats and stuff. I had a quick read through it. We'll quickly mention some things. As you can imagine, they've mentioned how security awareness is a people problem and required to build a strong culture, and it requires human effort and not technology, which is I think that was quite a big thing at the SANS Summit. There's a lot of talk about how you can't just buy a tool to fix this sort of problem.
No, you can patch humans, but it's us that have to do it.
Yeah.
Like we are the people patchers. And indeed, we've got a sticker that says people patcher, but that's, if you want a people patcher sticker, get yourself to riskycreative.com. But this is a human problem. It's not a technical problem that you can just buy something off the shelf and fix, is it? No. And that's clear in the report.
Yeah. A couple of other things it mentions is, team size and program age correlates with your awareness program's maturity level. Talks about how 2.8 full-time employees are required for behavioural change level, 3.9 for culture change, and the longer your program's been running, 3 to 5 years would be behaviour change level, 5 to 10 years culture change. Seems quite, I guess this is just the average of what's been analysed. You don't necessarily have to have it for 5 to 10 years to get to that level, but it depends on the resources and stuff like that.
I think we can really vouch those FTE numbers. I think I can really vouch for those because I was a team of 1. We went to a team of 2, and then for a year or so we were a team of 3, right? And if I think about the output and the engagement and the traction we were getting, we had great traction and engagement as 1. When you joined, that just got like a shot in the arm. That just went hell for leather, and it was awesome. We did some amazing things. We really moved the needle, and people noticed and people loved it. And then when we brought a 3rd employee on to focus on security champions, that really made a difference as well. Like that 3rd person enabled us to create a champions network and recruit for that, which is no mean feat. You know, that's not an easy task. I know other organizations that have done it. People underestimate the level of work to do it properly. So having 3, I can see how 3 really does start to move stuff. And we could have easily, I don't think there's ever, you know, I now work in a team that's got way more than 3. And I don't, there's always something for someone to do, I think. You know, there probably is a ceiling to how many you need on your team, and it would change per organization. But what I can say is 95% of organizations don't have enough people. And especially the conversations I had last week with people, the one thing people were saying was, I need more help.
Yeah, there's a lot of single
I think it was
team, like single person
I think
teams.
It was Daisy that I was chatting to, who's a sole awareness person. She claimed she had 2 teammates, one called Copilot and one called ChatGPT, Co and Chat. Yeah. So, it's, I mean, they help, right? But they don't replace an extra pair of hands, an extra sounding board, an extra brain to come up with ideas. It's way more than just an extra body. Yeah. Like there's so much more to it.
Yeah. A couple of things it mentions that, leveraging AI. I think it speaks of them as like an intern, but obviously it can help with content creation and data analysis. Obviously, as we know, you should always check what the output of AI gives you. It's never always accurate, but common challenges: lack of time and lack of team members. And then one last thing was that the top human risk is social engineering, as we've seen in the news. It's all social engineering at the moment. There's lots of other good stuff in there, like salary benchmarks and career guidance and stuff like that. So it's definitely worth checking out.
It's definitely worth looking at. It's got things in there like what departments are the biggest blockers to your program, and it's mid-level managers. It's always mid-level managers, followed by finance. Funnily enough, talk to M&S about like how much finance they've got now that the security instance happened. It's that things like that happening in your vertical can really change the opinion of finance in some ways. Also, things like what is the function called? I mean, it doesn't overly matter, I don't think, but the word security awareness is still front and center. But then things like training, cybersecurity are all there. Yeah, I just want to note as well. SANS human risk of SANS security awareness have just recently rebranded. I think we spoke about that a couple of weeks ago. So they're now called SANS Workforce Security and Risk Training, because they do more than just security awareness in some ways. This part of SANS, Workforce Security and Risk Training. And they've obviously put lots of thought into that. And I know it's something that Lance Spitzner has spoken about before, the name we use for our functions. I think that's going to influence other teams to maybe think about how their team is named, and we might see less security awareness. Security awareness doesn't mean a lot to many people. We're kind of stuck with it. Some organizations don't like human risk. Culture is kind of a bit fluffy for some organizations. So workforce security and risk training, I think they've nailed that really well, which is cool. I just want to give a shout out as well. Give a shout out to Rachel, and she was talking to her about the new branding that SANS have got. Let me just chuck this up on the screen, because I think it's really clever, and it's really easy to miss quite how clever it is. So this is their new logo here at the bottom of the report here. I love the fact that, so first of all, it's not blue, which is nice. because too many things in security are blue. So that's quite nice. But this, can you see it's people?
Yeah.
And can you see, I said, it looks like this one's holding hands and these are two hugging, which like support and, you know, helping along the way. But also that's a W and that's an F for workforce.
Yeah.
I was like, that's clever. It's almost, but not everyone would get that. It's almost too clever, but well done, Sans. And the cool team there, well done for. It's good. It's a good rebrand. It's a good, strong rebrand. And I think that's going to influence others. This report looks lovely as well. It's not just a good report content wise, but aesthetically, it's quite light. It's airy.
Yeah, it's quite easy
to really good
to read through.
It sets a good example of what our content that we're putting out should look like. Yes, it's wordy, but it's a report, right? But it's still visually really pleasing and really nice on the eyes and really good to look at. It uses nice, vibrant colours, not too bright. It's good. It's good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Get the Sans report. We'll put a link in it, but obviously sans.org, you'll find it there somewhere. But we'll put a link in the show notes and we'll put a link in the newsletter as well.
Cool, yeah.
Right. I have two things I just want to run through this week, and they're not very long. I was on Reddit, as I sometimes do, and I saw an advert. And it's an advert for NowTV, but I just thought it's quite nice. NowTV basically don't want you streaming content illegally. They want you to pay and subscribe to NowTV. So this advert came up on NowTV. Let me just play it for you now.
Side on here to find the early opener. A mom. Oh, that's magnificent! A moment of magic.
This is absolutely stunning, isn't it?
Side.
So basically, it's saying like stream on Now TV. So what happens is the football match is playing. Man City are just about to like approaching goal, and then all of a sudden you get a buffering symbol, and then you get a load of pop-ups. Hot girls here, you know, dating site and virus detected on your PC. And then all of that, once you've closed all of that, the goal has been scored. You've missed the action.
Yeah.
So subscribe to Now TV and don't miss any of the action. But this is great because it really reinforces, like, I remember we've done awareness before on illegal sports streaming or streaming movies. It's written into policy that you're not allowed to stream illegal content on work devices. And this is the reason, because it's a real, and especially now ad blockers have gone, because Google have gotten rid of ad blockers. Malicious adverts, malvertising is now really, really, like, it's there. And all these free streaming sites, they've got to get their money from somewhere. So they get it from people paying for advertising.
Yeah.
So
it's funny, like,
it's a really dangerous thing to do. Illegal sports streaming, illegal movie streaming.
Yeah.
It's such a treacherous ground. So it's nice that Now TV, for different reasons, but it's nice that Now TV are flagging that as a concern, I think.
Yeah, it's a good title as well. And it's quite funny. Like, you used to talk about pop-ups years ago being quite like a dangerous thing, and then it kind of went away. Ad blockers as well kind of stopped it, and now they're back.
Now they're back.
Yeah.
Like pop-up blockers, you used to have to download a pop-up blocker, and now pop-ups. I remember the pop-up blocker got built into Chrome, probably because like Google didn't sell pop-up advertising or something, whereas they sell the other advertising. Yeah, something's going to happen. There's going to, like, we're probably in the dip of the advertising thing, and at some point an ad blocker will come built into Chrome, and they'll be seen as doing an amazing thing, and then it will go back the other way or something like that. I don't know. The last thing I want to show you tonight, and this is just a quick one. And I shared this earlier today on the Risky Creative Instagram account, but I thought this was quite funny. And this is from a Instagrammer called Matt Peanut Comedy. So let me just play this for you now. Hang on, let me get that more full screen. My browser's a funny size. There we go. Right, you ready?
because my fiance told me she got an email from her job that said on Tuesday, everybody come to the office. We're doing free Chipotle as a team building thing. And she got so excited. She put in her order and everything. And then she went to work on Tuesday. And it turns out it was one of those phishing email tests, and she failed miserably. So now she has to sit in on a 3-hour course to learn about the dangers of clicking on dangerous emails. But in her defense, I think it's demonic that for a phishing email campaign, that the company let her go to the Chipotle website and fill out her order like it was normal. I think that is next level mindfuckery by the company. I was losing it.
Excuse the bad language there. I forgot that was there. It's, so she got an email offering free Chipotle, which is obviously a fast food chain in America. She clicked on the link in the email. It took her to the Chipotle website where she put in all of her order. She said what she'd like. Then she turns up to work and finds out it was a phishing simulation. And now she has to sit 3 hours of anti-phishing training.
Yes. It's cruel.
Is that going to win supporters? Like, it's one campaign. I mean, maybe it wasn't a first strike. We know no history here. But it was one campaign and she's had to sit in a 3-hour training course. And I know there's organisations that do that. Like, yeah. There are, but that's not going to win. No one's going to like you for sending that campaign, are they? You're not going to win Employee of the Month. You're not going to make friends. You're making enemies there.
It's not crazy. It's like the Reddit post you shared.
Yeah.
What, a couple episodes ago with 10 emails first day or whatever it was.
That's just mean, isn't it? It's just
some choices made for or they just didn't vet their templates, and it's crazy.
So I don't know if you think that phishing email is a good idea. If you think it's good to send someone a link, let them place their order, come in, find out it was wrong, and then have to sit through 3 hours of training. If that's your bag, let us know.
It'll make you angry, that's for sure.
Especially if you actually got to work thinking, I'm going to leave my lunch at home today because I've got free Chipotle. Yeah, I won't bring my healthy quinoa salad that I normally bring because I've got Chipotle. And then you turn up at work and number one, you've got no Chipotle, and number two, you've left your quinoa salad at home. It's like, I don't eat quinoa salad, but I don't know. It just came to mind. So, right. I think that's us for this week.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, amazing. So don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Risky Creative is the channel. Just search for Risky Creative. The link is in everything we send out as well. So, or on our videos. So yes, please subscribe to us on YouTube. Over the next week or so, we will start releasing the more of the live interviews I did at the SAN Summit as well. So we'll release the individual interviews. They'll leak out on YouTube, and I'll be sharing them on LinkedIn as well. So if you're interested to find out more about what some of the world's best awareness pros do in their campaign and do in their own lives with cybersecurity, keep an eye out for them.
Awesome.
But, yeah, brilliant. Right. I will, we can probably, no one, if anyone's still listening, we've got a special announcement coming in a week or two of some stuff that we're doing, something very special for October, but I won't say any more right now.
Yeah, you'll have to listen to the next ones to find out.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So for me, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure as always, Luke.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun.
See you next week.
Catch you next time.
See you.